On Saturday, the top two teams in the men's Division II soccer at the NJCAA level, they met on the pitch in the Region 11 championship, and it was the Iowa Lakes Lakers winning in penalty kicks over Northeast Community College. And joining us today on Coach's Corner is the Lakers coach, Ben McCray. I want to thank you for being here, Coach.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So a pretty massive game for that Region 11 title. Kind of walk us through how that one played out through your eyes.
It's always a tough game going into it. We've got a really healthy rivalry from last year and this year. Northeast right now ranked number one in the nation. We were number one in the nation for about 7 weeks, and they just took over it 10 days ago because they came up to our place and beat us 3-2. So it's a great rivalry. They're always close games, and they always go down to the wire. So it was a fantastic game, especially for the neutral. Not so much for us as a coach. Always makes you nervous on the sideline because you just don't know what's going to happen in the games.
Absolutely, and I saw you and Coach Potter talking after the game. There's got to be some really good mutual respect there because, like you said, over the past couple of years, it's been a battle back and forth between you guys. Can you kind of walk me through kind of the respect between those two programs?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a great relationship, and not just the coaches, the officials that go along with it, and the athletic directors. You know, they're two great programs. We go head to head in many different aspects. We competed on the conference for the ICCAA conference league title, and Northeast won that one. They finished top of the league, and then in the conference tournament this year we just edged them out yesterday on penalty kicks. And when we talk about rivalries, they beat us twice last year, and then we ended up going to the national tournament, and we beat them at the national tournament 2-1. To get to the final and ended up winning the national title last year. So, I mean, it's always, I can't remember a game in the last 3 years that it's been less than a goal really between us. So it's been really tight.
And you have a super talented group of young men over there in Spencer. Kind of talk about what makes this team so much fun to coach.
Yeah, no, when you bring players in, you're trying to identify the right type of mentality, the right type of player for your program. We play a certain style of play. We like to keep the ball on the deck as much as we can and knock it around. And we want very coachable players with great attitudes, but then they've got to have a high soccer IQ as well. So that they can adapt to different ideas and adapt to different levels and move around depending on the tactics and the formations that you play. So those players that we try and bring in, they're fantastic. We've got a really good group of guys. They've really bought into everything this year. We had to completely almost change our whole team from last year. I think we only returned 6 or 7 guys from last year's team that won the national title. So the guys this year have just been phenomenal, and I'm really happy with where we're at and how we're performing day in, day out.
And you pull from all over the globe. Kind of talk about what it's like building a culture in the locker room with so many different personalities and maybe cultural backgrounds.
That's never easy. We do a lot of team building. We also try and make sure we don't pick too many guys from different countries, different backgrounds. We try and make sure we've got some more local guys, Des Moines and Sioux City, and then we try and pick from different backgrounds, I would say, as well. We've got guys from France, England, Germany, Japan, Spain, Ireland, lots of different countries, but it's our job as coaches to try and mold them together and try and make sure they understand they've always got one common interest, which is the soccer. And they always come here for the right reasons and try and be student athletes. And it's great to see how they succeed. Most of those athletes want to go on to that next level. They want to go on and play at the highest level they can possible. So it's awesome to see, how they start off and then how they keep building and how they develop as young men as well.
And the season for you guys is not done. Obviously, you're still marching on in the postseason. Kind of walk us through what's next and kind of how the tournament plays out here.
Yeah, so we won the district title. We won the conference title, and we go on to the district title. So the district title is going to be played down in the Kansas City region this year. So we have to travel down to either play Johnson County Community College or Neosho County Community College next Saturday at 2 o'clock. We've actually already played both of those teams this year. So it's going to be a tough competition. Neosho are ranked I think it's number 5 in the nation right now, and Johnson County are number 8 in the nation. So we essentially are competing in the toughest district in the whole nation. So it's really hard to get out of, but we're looking forward to a challenge.
Absolutely. Well, we want to wish you the best of luck when you get down there to Kansas City. And I want to thank you one more time, Coach McCray, for talking some Iowa Lakes men's soccer.
Thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it.